The Good News Gazette. "I'm so excited," Gigi the Calico Goose said. "Look at that beautiful sign." It was a nice sign. Gigi and Buffy Bear had worked hard to change it so that it read Gigi's Good News Service. "But where are the copies of the Good News paper?" asked Buffy Bear. "Here," said Maxie. "While you and Gigi were working on the sign, Minnie and I were working on the Good News paper. We have called it the Good News Gazette." "It tells the good news about Jesus," said Minnie. "And that good news is for everyone," Maxie added. "So everyone along Thimble Lane trails should want to hear it," said Minnie. "Okay, let's open shop," said Gigi. "As soon as we do, everyone will come running to hear this good news." Gigi opened the shop windows. Buffy Bear stacked the copies of the Good News Gazette neatly on the counter. Then Maxie and Minnie began to shout, "Good news! Good news!" they cried out. "Come and get the good news!" Two of the folks along Thimble Lane trails poked their heads around some trees. They saw the Good News Gazette, but they would not come to Gigi's Good News Service to see it and hear about the good news. Two others came near the booth, but as soon as Maxie said something to them, they went the other way. They would not even let him tell about the good news. Two more came to the booth. They picked up the Good News Gazette and read the good news, but they shook their heads and went away without the Gazette. "Who wants that kind of news?" they asked. "We can't believe that." Two others came to the booth. They also read the Gazette. They even took a copy with them. But before they had gone very far down Thimble Lane trails, they threw their copy of the Gazette on a pile of leaves. At last, two came who read the Gazette and took it with them, smiling as they talked. "This sounds like the good news for us," they said. Gigi looked sad. "I thought this was good news," she said. "It is," said Maxie. "But I thought this was good news for everyone," Gigi added. "It is," said Minnie. "Then why doesn't everyone accept it gladly?" asked Gigi. Maxie and Minnie thought a long time about that. "It is good news," said Maxie, "and it is good news for everyone." "Then everyone should want it," Gigi said again. "Everyone should accept it gladly, so why don't they?" "You're right," said Maxie. "They should, but not everyone wants it. Some folks just won't listen. Others think the good news is not for them. Others think it is, but then let other things become more important." "Then I suppose we should close up shop," said Gigi. "Would you keep it open for 10 folks who accept the good news?" Maxie asked. "Oh, yes," said Gigi. "For 5? asked Maxie. "Yes, of course," Gigi answered. "How about for 1? said Maxie. Gigi frowned. Would she? Yes, of course she would. "I would keep it open for just 1, she said. "So I will keep it open, for I'm sure that more than one will accept the good news. Thank you for helping me see this." Buffy Bear tugged at Maxie's sleeve. "Look," he said, "the sun is setting. We must get back to the big tree." Maxie, Minnie, and Buffy Bear waved goodbye and hurried back to the big tree where they had started. They went into the big hole at the bottom. Buffy Bear sat down. "You two think of home, and you'll soon be back there," he said. "I'll be waiting for you there." In a moment, Maxie and Minnie were going back up through the dark tree. They felt themselves growing to full size again. As they came from the hole at the top of the big tree, they saw Poppy waiting at the picnic table. "Did you find Buffy Bear?" Poppy asked. "Oh, yes," said Minnie, "and I know just where to find him now." Minnie ran to the other side of the tree. There was the big hole at the bottom, exactly like the one that she'd seen along Thimble Lane trails, and there was Buffy Bear, sitting in the hole waiting for her. But now he was the stuffed animal Buffy Bear that she kept on her bedroom shelf. Minnie hugged her stuffed Buffy Bear. Then she put him back on the shelf in her room with her stuffed Toady, Gigi, Grabby, Widget, Wumpkin, and Snoggy. Minnie lay on her bed and looked at these friends. They seemed so real now, for she thought of all the fun she had had with them along Thimble Lane trails. Perhaps, someday, she and Maxie could go back. The